Welcome to the JCPod, partner with Stand On Sports. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and man, it's already time for Pickem Week 3, boy. Sheesh. Crazy to think that we're already about to have Week 3 kicked off tomorrow with the Jets-Patriots, question mark? I'm assuming that's the game. I honestly cannot remember, but man, already got Week 3 of that happening. We are on officially Week 4 of college football, a month down into the season after this weekend. Some really, really exciting games to go over this weekend. We got a few fun things to bet on. So without any further ado, man, it's Pick'em Thursday, so you know how we roll. We're going to go over Pick'em, give out my picks pretty much, break down those games, good NFL bets, quickly run through the NFL games again, giving out my bets and breaking that down. And then we'll finish it off with some college bets, and then what I'm looking forward to watching this weekend the most. So without any further ado, let's go over to Pick'em. So this is how it happened last. We'll start with last week. As you can see, whole lot of red. Not too good for your boy. Not too good. Dallas, completely blown out. Detroit, I'm not too mad about that one though. That just sucked. Detroit, that one just sucked as well. The Colts, we're gonna keep that in count for this week. That Gus Bradley is horrible in defending the run. Jets game, we won that one, never mind. San Francisco, that's just tough. So, yeah, to lose 11, 15, and 14, and 10, yeah, your boy's going to be set up for failure. Shout out to my boy Danny, who, as you can tell, if you're wondering why he went 1 through 16, no, that wasn't a strategy. He was kind of confused. So I had to help explain it to him a little bit, but shit, he should be explaining to me damn near. That 11 on the Raiders game, damn near won in the week. I cannot believe Baltimore blew that game. That was shocking. Overall, the Ravens game, that really hurt. Mad they blew that. Philadelphia, mad they blew that. Indy, just mad they lost. And then San Fran, nah. So I'd say the only two bad losses I'm really mad about are the Baltimore and Philly one because then again, those really wouldn't have mattered for the week. Just picking betting-wise, yeah, would have loved to see that. So as you can see for the year now, 20-12 on the record, not bad. Shout out my boy Danny, 23-9. Shout out that boy Danny. Not too bad at all. Starting off the year for me, we're in the middle of the pack, pretty much how we like it. Don't want to start off with too big of a lead to where we stress ourselves out and all of a sudden it's like, let's just stay in the middle of the pack this year. Slowly just keep gaining ground as we go up. I like that. Not too good of a week last week. Really, really rough week for you boys. So we're hopefully going to clean that up a little bit going into this week. So starting off, we're going to take the Jets on Thursday night. I am really, really nervous about this game. 3 games in 11 days for the Jets because they had a Monday night game, Sunday night game, and now a Thursday night game. So I'm really nervous about that. But, New England's played some pretty good defense as well, but I'm excited to see how Aaron Rodgers is going to do on Thursday night. Cleveland, New York. I'm probably going to fade New York, especially when they play somewhat good teams. Especially Cleveland, who has a really good defense. I am scared Deshaun Watson might blow this, but I don't think he's going to be play bad enough for them to lose this game. Green Bay, Tennessee. I honestly think Tennessee is going to give them a lot more of a fight than we think. So I'm going to pick Green Bay here, but this is going to be like a really, really low pointer. I just can't get myself to take the Titans and Will Levis, especially after betting on him or forgetting to bet on him week 1 and watching him blow that, and then them not covering week 2, which I'm not shocked about. I figured the Jets would win that. I just can't get myself there. Colts, Chicago, this one sucks, but, thank God the Colts are playing a team that really can't run the ball that well. I say that now, but we'll see how they do. Yes, the Colts have only so far, I think, average given up 150 yards in the first half, but last week, DeAndre Swift, 14 for 18 on the ground, so my lean there. I haven't seen a lot from Caleb Williams either. I think Anthony Richardson's going to play a slight bit better than Caleb Williams, so I give that advantage to the Colts there. Get their first win of the season, because, man, if they go 0-3, that's going to be a problem. That's another thing with Tennessee. Tennessee going 0-3, that'd be a tough start, so I think they're going to be super feisty in that game. I just cannot get myself to take them. This might even become my, 1-point game by the end of it. I would not be shocked. But Houston, Minnesota, we're going to take Houston here. I just don't think I'm excited. Not excited is not the word. Intrigued with what I've seen with Sam Darnold so far. I'm curious to see if he's going to keep it up. There's a few quarterbacks where it's like, especially another one, Derek Carr, where it's like, are you going to keep playing this good? Is this really you? Or is this a Fugazi? I'm leaning towards more of the side of the Fugazi, and I also just think Houston will play a little bit better than they did last week. New Orleans, Philly. This one's tough. Philly's defense is absolutely horrible. I'm going to take the Saints here. Not going to be shocked they lose. This feels like one of the biggest trap game of the weekends. It just feels like everyone's now all of a sudden everyone's on New Orleans. Like, oh, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. When it's like, yeah, but it's still Derek Carr. I mean, I just can't get over the Derek Carr Dennis Allen combo. So, as of right now, it's going to be a low point game for me because I mean, man, I'd rather almost. I'm not going to be shocked if I'm wrong with the Saints. After watching Philly blow that game on Monday night, jeez, boy. First time in a while. If you look over here, I like looking over your case to just see how the public's kind of going. We got a 50-50 split right down the middle between the Chargers and Pittsburgh. I'll tell you right now, like I said, I'm going to pick the Chargers for now if, actually, I might do it. We'll go 4. I'll put my 4, if Herbert doesn't play, I'm going to put my 4 on the Steelers. If he does play, I'm going to leave it on the Chargers. I really don't know in this game. I just truly don't know, so I think both defenses have been playing pretty good. I give the edge to Pittsburgh's defense while also giving a slight edge to the Chargers' offense. J.K. Dobbins having familiarity with the Steelers, playing against the Steelers. I think that might help out the Chargers a little bit. So I'm going to lean the Chargers here, but this is a game I'm not going to be shocked if either side wins or lose. I'm just excited. This is one of those games I'm definitely for sure going to be excited to watch. Tampa, Denver. Until we see Bo Nix throw a touchdown pass, I just don't know how Denver is going to be able to keep up on offense. Las Vegas, Carolina. I don't care that Andy Dalton's starting. We don't care. I don't think the Panthers are that good of a team regardless. So, yeah. I don't think I need to go into much detail there. I know Andy Dalton's starting. I know they benched Bryce Young. But, no, I just think there's a whole lot of pressure on everybody else because, like, hey, let's see if it... I just want to see. We'll just have to see. I'm not going to put a 16 on him. I'll give Andy Dalton 2 points of respect, but this is a game that the Raiders have no business losing, especially just in general, but especially after winning last week. Seattle, Miami, Tua's on IR. Kyler Thompson is starting. Give me Seattle right there. Yeah, I just can't get myself around taking Miami, especially with all the injuries now they're starting to face, especially at quarterback. Baltimore, Dallas. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm going to probably take Baltimore. Low points total. I just can't get myself around to taking Dak, especially with how bad they looked last week. I mean, it feels like Baltimore desperately needs to win. They can't go 0-3, right? But also Dallas, I mean, they're 1-1. 1-2 for both these teams would look awful, but 0-3 would look way worse for Baltimore. So in that situation, I want to lean Dallas. The Rams are going to damn near be asking for people to try out for their team here with all the injuries they got. So I got to go 49ers there, even though they're looking too good. But man, the Rams don't got a soul healthy. Cincy, Washington. This is an easy Cincy. Buffalo, Jacksonville. Easy Buffalo for me. Jacksonville's been playing horrible. Atlanta, Kansas City. Gonna be a fun game. Gonna be interesting, but gonna be interesting because this could be a blowout by Kansas City's side. Kansas City could lose a nail biter, or Kansas City could win by a field goal or blow them out. I mean, generally, I feel like it's one of those games where anything's possible. I feel like he should take a little bit. I don't know, because I thought Hurts took good advantage of the Falcons, but there's all comes down to Chiefs defense. I think Chiefs defense is a little bit better, so I'm going to go them there. And then Detroit, Arizona, frisky game of the day. I'm going a lot of road dogs this week. I want to take Arizona, but this is going to be the true test. If Arizona can beat Detroit here, I'm going to be fully back in on Arizona. Like, okay, they are a really good team. They're going to be able to get this done. I think they're a good team. I don't know if I'm going to put them in the really good team category yet, so I'm going to lay off a little bit there. We're going to go with that. For that, Cincinnati, this should be a get-right game for them. They should. Damn, I'm only going to go 24-17 since under's been hit lately, but they should be able to hit this pretty easily. Usually I would go probably bigger, but just to keep it safe for the fact that tiebreakers are kind of key, I'll keep it close. And then, disgusting. I just had a hair in my... Disgusting. Worst part, too, is it's not my hair, so I want to say I pray it's a cat, but I don't think I want cat hair in my mouth either. Jacksonville, we'll go 17-24 as well. Kind of what I'm leaning there. Wake myself up real quick to get it rolling. Most points this week, we'll go Cincy against a horrible defense, even though won't be shocked if they don't score the most. And then least, we will go New York Giants against a very tough defense. Or Carolina. We'll go Carolina. Maybe. Let's decide here. Give me a second. Give me a second to look through these teams. Yeah, we're going to go Carolina. I was going to pick Denver. I was very close to Denver. That's why I just want to take one last look at something. Sorry about that. So now moving on, we're going to go through numbers. Okay, going through numbers now, flying through. I want to put a big number on Thursday night game, but I really can't. We'll put 10, but I'm going to probably move it down a little bit because I'm going to be a little bit nervous. We'll go 13 here. 16 we'll probably go on. I mean, Cincy they got to beat Washington. This feels like almost like a must-win. I'm going to go a little bit lower because it is just a... We'll go, I guess. I might put that back to a 16, but as for right now, we'll do Tampa Bay. Do I really... We'll go, hold on, we'll flip this around because I don't know if I fully trust Tampa Bay. Since he doesn't win that game against Washington, that is going to be a big, big issue. Jacksonville, Buffalo, I expect Buffalo to win this game pretty handedly. I like that. Indianapolis, Chicago, I will put a 6 on Indy. I probably should go a little bit higher than that. Houston, we'll go 7. Seattle, Miami, we'll actually go 7 here. We'll go at 8 for them. I want to flip that. San Francisco, the Rams, I am going to go an 11 here because nobody's healthy pretty much. Detroit, Arizona, I might give Detroit a 4. I might make that my 2-point game. I like Tennessee and Green Bay by 1 point because truly I kind of want to pick Tennessee there, so I might. I don't know. I'd rather just be that 1-pointer because I truly cannot decide in that game. Where's Pittsburgh and Chargers? We'll actually make this a 3. We'll just basically bump everyone up 1, and then because that's not too bad. And then I think Kansas City, Atlanta. I don't know if I want a 12. We'll go 10. That's okay. I think I will not be shocked if New England wins this game, but I don't think they will. Yeah, I think I like those picks. I won't lie. I am a bit nervous about some of these. I like some of my big numbers, and then like the big numbers, I'm a little bit iffy on the middle numbers. Like I like Tampa Bay's at 14. I don't think Denver's offense will be able to do too much. I mean, Bo Nix has to figure it out eventually, right? But I don't know if it's going to be against the Tampa Bay defense. It seems like they're playing pretty well. I don't know if the Rams are going to be able to field too. In the Rams game, I'll admit, a bit scared about with how bad the 49ers look, but now the Rams have nobody healthy at this point, so I don't even... Like I said, they're all going to have open tryouts here at this point soon. New York, I am really nervous about the Jets. Very, very nervous about the Jets, but that's a game where that almost feels like a must-win for them as well, especially if they want to get stuff going in the division. That's a got to win. Got to win that game. And I'm going to put a little faith in Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay, Tennessee, super nervous about that game. Game's the most nervous about that one. Tennessee, Chicago, a little bit nervous about, but, man, Detroit, Arizona, nervous about that one as well. Man. It's going to be a tough week. I might move the Colts number a slight bit just because I'm a little bit nervous. We'll move it down to a 5. We're literally just going to flip these two. Because I have a little bit more faith in Detroit than I do the Colts. Just a slight bit. I mean, the Bears, mediocre as can be, but at least offensively. Defensively, they have shown some signs. But yeah, like I said, so these are my picks for the week. We went over the tiebreakers as well. So now we're going to go over my bets. So I will see everyone back on the gridiron. Well, like I said, we're going to go over some NFL bets. For my Sunday night, or sorry, not Sunday night, but I guess for Thursday night football, check out Stay On Sports. I'll have a full article released. Sorry, I got sidetracked by looking at something. I will be article Thursday night, have more bets in case I find 1 or 2 more. Saturday, look for my college football. Or sorry, Friday night going into Saturday, look for my college football article. And then Saturday night going into Sunday, look for my NFL article. This is, for those of you who are new, Phase 1 is pretty much what I'm going to give out all right here. And then if there's anything I add, they'll be in those articles and everything. Because let's be honest, I can get a lot done on Wednesday, but injuries can change a lot. And, I mean, shit, the games are on Saturday and Sunday. I'm giving out picks on Wednesday going into Thursday. So there's a good chance some small stuff could change. So feel free to check out Stare Down Sports. I will have some of the changes there if we do. But without any further ado, let's talk about this Thursday night game. I am going to lay the Jets spread. I didn't write down any of these as well, by the way, so I might be writing them down real quick as we go, just to remember to write them down for the article. I will be taking Jets spread. I'll be looking to try to get the Jets and the Nasty Boy as well at like a What's the good? Probably like minus. They're minus 6.5. I might try to give them like minus 2.5 or maybe money line for the nasty boy. We'll see, because that's probably what I'm going to throw into the nasty boy. So I like Jets money line, or geez, I do like Jets money line, but we aren't going to bet a minus 270. Like the Jets minus 6.5 touchdown wise. Brees Hall is minus 185. That's a bitch mine. If you're going to pick a Steeler, or sorry, pick a Patriot, I don't mind Ramondre, who's plus 105. I think he can definitely get stuff done. He's been, so far, really good for the Pats. Braylon Allen plus 280 probably might not be bad, but like I said, I'm going to wait for... I'm going to give out Brees Hall. It's minus 185. I'm going to look for to probably bet him live, though. This is give it out at a bad number, bet it live when it gets to a better number. That's going to be my gamble. All right, let's see how many drives I can go before I finally get a somewhat decent number. If you get a 50% boost for this game, like they sometimes usually do, would love to use my 50% boost on Brees Hall. But if I have to choose a patch catcher, I mean, Garrett Wilson has to score a touchdown eventually, right? I've taken him, I think, the last 2 weeks, and he hasn't scored. So I'm going to give out Brees Hall and then Garrett Wilson. I feel like Garrett Wilson has to get in the end zone here soon. He has plus 145 to score. I'll admit, this is going to be probably one of the last games I give him out. If he doesn't score this game, it's like, all right, we're just... I know, because it really looks like this Jets offense is going to be run first, run to set up the pass, the old adage. But it really seems like this is going to be, all right, we're going to run the ball. We're going to be able to pass it whenever we want to, but our emphasis is, hey, if we can run it 30 times in a row and get first downs and win, that's exactly what we're going to do. Browns are minus 6.5 point faves over the Giants. If the Browns defense plays like it should, I don't see a world where the Giants cover, but Daniel Jones did play somewhat decent last week. So, by the way, you do get a 50% boost for the game. Jets Patriots, and it is on any wager. Sweet. So if you, for example, if you want to use it on Brees Hall before we talk about the next game, Brees Hall anytime touchdowns minus 185. Use that boost, you get it to minus 122. I do like that. I'm going to use it's on him live. I'm probably going to wait then for it to drop to about 160, 150, and then just literally get it at plus 100 and slam that hoe, as the boys say. Like I said, I want to take Browns by 6.5, just can't get myself there. I'll at least write it down for now. I don't know if I'm going to give it out for sure. I mean, realistically, the Giants just... They aren't the best, man. They are not the best. I mean, I don't think me saying that is too crazy to put out there, but man, I just can't get myself behind this team. Shout out to Wan'Dale Robinson for scoring for us last week. I did give that out, and that was beautiful. Didn't bet it, though. Forgot to bet it. Watched him score and be like, oh, shit, let's go. And then I realized, like, wait, damn, that was one of the ones. There was like 4 or 5 bets I didn't give out this weekend. Or that I did give out this weekend. I didn't take that all hit. And it was just like, man. Of course. And the thing that sucks, he's like plus 280. So that was really, really nice. Malik Neighbors, the score is plus 240. Tempting. Very, very tempting. Wan'Dale's now down to plus 450. They make it seem like the Giants are going to have a really, really hard time scoring this game. Devin Singletary plus 165. Tyrone Tracy plus 750. I think he's supposed to be a little bit the bigger back. I don't mind him at all. Touchdown-wise, I'm probably going to stay away from this game. I was leaning Jerome Ford until I saw Dante Foreman get carries. And now it's just when it comes to this game, I mean, I really don't get anything to give out prop-wise. They don't, and also there's another situation where all they have are the touchdown scores. So if you want any yardage props, might take a few. Don't really think I got anything in this game. If anything, I might bet the Browns minus 6.5. And then other than that, I'm just going to stay away. Bears, Colts. Colts are minus 1.5 point favorites. I think you know where I'm going to go. Give me Colts minus 1.5. Colts covered up for us week 1, covered the 2.5 last week. To say they got embarrassed by the Green Bay Packers might be putting it nicely. So coming to this game, I look for them to be a little bit better. There are no yardage props up just yet. Jonathan Taylor scores minus 155. I probably lean that. Anthony Richardson scores minus 110. I think it's going to be a situation for me. I'm not going to give him. I'm going to give him out every week, but it might get to the point where I don't count them to the records as long as they're wins, which I know kind of sounds like a loser mentality. But I mean, do I really need to tell you every week, hey, I'm taking Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor to score? I mean, we'll see though. Because for sure that's something I'm going to be taking weekly, but I don't know if it's going to be something I give out weekly at this point because it's like, let's be real. I'm a Colts fan. Showing a little bit of favoritism. Might be blinded by a little bit of love, but Bears-wise, Ramondre Swift. DeAndre Swift plus 100. Probably not a bad option. Khalil Herbert plus 300. Roschon Johnson plus 300. Take anybody who rushes the football. Probably not a bad play to score a touchdown against the Colts right now. I'm not going to bet anybody on the Bears to score. That's a game I want to watch live before I pick anybody, especially on the Bears to score, because they've been struggling on offense like the Colts have been struggling on defense. The Colts' defensive line hopefully will be able to get pressure this game. If they don't, man, that's going to be heartbreaking, dude, because this is a game where the Colts need to get right. Another team where they shouldn't. I mean, Bears are 1-1, so I'm not going to say they don't need a win, but a win would be nice. The Colts fall to 0-3. That's where everything starts to get very, very disastrous for the season. So I'm looking for Colts to win here, -1.5. I'm going to take JT and Anthony Richardson both to score. The one I'm going to give out for sure is Anthony Richardson because he's -100. -110. Alec Pierce scored last week again in the end zone, which is, if you want to go his odds, he's plus 360. Kylan Granson has had some drops for Anthony Richardson, so I don't know how much. He's had some weird stuff with him, so I don't know if they're fully on the same page, so I'm going to not take him. Donnie Mitchell has gotten a decent amount of targets, but they've been, if I'm going to take a receiver, it's probably Pittman. Maybe, man, not Ashton Doolin. Mo Alley Cox at plus. You know what? We're going to go a little bit nasty with it. This is a personal one for me. I'm not recommending it. Mo Alley plus 1,500. Why not? I just need to see Anthony Richardson do a pass. The Bears defense is really good, though. That's another thing. Bears defense is beyond good, so I'm really struggling for scores here. But I do like the Colts to win this game. Prop-wise, I'm going to be taking AR, JT, Mo Alley Cox. Bears-wise, probably maybe take DeAndre Swift. You have to take a running back because of how bad the Colts defense has been. But, I mean, last week he rushed 14 for 18. I mean, that's the type of stink that just, there's some stinks that smell right. That shit ain't smell right. So we're moving on now. Texans are 2.5-point favorites over the Vikings. That feels a little bit low. I feel like the books have, I mean, the Vikings are a good team, don't get me wrong, but the Texans only being -2.5 feels a bit wrong. I know the Texans are probably going to lose eventually here soon, but I'm going to look to ride them with a hot hand. 2 wins in a row. Vikings, like I said, they looked really, really impressive against the 49ers last week, but I don't know if that's just maybe a matchup thing where they just got the 49ers number now at this point. This is going to be a really fun game. Kevin O'Connell versus D'Amico Ryans. Texans did not look too hot in their last game versus the Bears against a pretty good defense, while the Vikings against a pretty good defense looked pretty hot. Justin Jefferson, 97-yard touchdown. I don't know what the injury looks like for him. I'm assuming he should be back if it's a day-to-day quad contusion, but man, this should be a fun game. Cam Akers scores -130. Joe Mixon as well scores -130. I would not bet on Cam Akers to score at this point. I would wait. Because there's a chance Joe Mixon does play, and if Joe Mixon plays, then Cam Akers' odds are going to be so much better. If he doesn't play, I mean, you're talking it probably going from -130 to -150. I mean, I don't think it's going to be too much of an odd change. So if you like Cam Akers, I'd wait. If you like Joe Mixon, I would maybe bet it because I think it's either he doesn't play at all or the odds get worse. I'm going to lean the running back, but I'm going to wait to see which running back starting live to take that. Vikings-wise, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, I think are pretty good plays. Ty Chandler, probably not bad at all. Outside of that, I don't think I want any other receivers. Cade Stover, if you want a really nasty boy for the Texans at plus 550. Tank Dell's broken my heart the last 2 weeks, so I need to watch a little bit more of that. I mean, Nico Collins plus 135 feels like he's going to get the ball, so I'm going to go Nico for sure. Nico TD is plus 135. I'm going to go Texans running back whenever we figure out who it is. So Texans RB TD, and then if I'm going to pick somebody from the Vikings, I mean, it's probably Aaron Jones or Justin Jefferson. I mean, I don't think I want to take much of anybody else in that team, but yeah, that's really what I got for that game. Main bet, I'm going to be on, it's the Texans -2.5. So far, the main bets are Jets -6.5. Fuck it. We'll go Ramondre Stevenson, anytime touchdown, plus 105. And then we're going to go Breece Hall, anytime touchdown, -185. Bet that live with the boost if you want a better number. And then we're going to go Garrett Wilson, anytime touchdown, at plus 145. We got the Browns -6.5 that we're going to maybe take. Haven't fully got there yet. I am definitely leaning towards it. They're playing the Giants, but I think I'm going to take it. We're going to take the Colts -1.5 with AR anytime touchdown at -110. Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown -155. And then we got Texans -2.5 with a Nico Collins anytime touchdown at +135. Moving on, Eagles Saints. It's hard not to take the Eagles +2.5, but I'm just going to stay away from this game at this point. This feels like one of the biggest drop games of the week. I just don't trust anything about this line. Saquon Barkley. If I'm going to bet anything in this game, it's going to be the running backs and quarterbacks to score touchdowns. I'm going to bet Jalen Hurts, Saquon, Alvin Kamara. But Alvin Kamara -170, don't want to touch, too big of odds. Saquon Barkley -165, want to wait live to bet it. So if I'm going to give any of those two outs, it probably would be Barkley. We're going to do kind of what we did Monday night. If you read my article that I gave out Monday night, I bet Barkley, Devonta Smith. So we're going to go Barkley, Hurts. These are both to score a touchdown. And I did Devonta Smith. I kind of want to go Dallas Goedert. Kind of gut's telling me to go Goddard, so I'm going to go Dallas Goedert here. It's probably bad off. I mean, last week I went Hurts, Devonta Smith, Barkley, and 2 of the 3 scored. So I'm going to try to do something similar again this week. We're going to go Barkley, Hurts, and Dallas Goedert. And Dallas Goedert's +300. I just feel like Devonta Smith got one last week. I feel like a lot more focus is going to be on him. And maybe get Dallas Goedert to sneak one in and be able to score. That's kind of what I'm looking for in this game. But past that, yeah, I'm not going to take any sides. I'll bet maybe a team live if they go to 7.5 or something. But, man, like I said, this game feels too much like a trap for me. I want to take the Eagles at +130, but maybe the Saints are legit. Definitely don't want to bet the Saints, but maybe the Saints are legit. The Eagles' defense is pretty bad so far, but I'm just going to stay away. I'm going to stay away and not get myself in trouble. Steelers, Chargers. Chargers are -120 on the money line. I'm going to maybe take it. So we're going to write this one in red. I don't think I'm going to end up taking it. I probably won't want to wait for a better number. But Chargers money line is something I'm thinking about. If I'm going to pick a touchdown score, he's been my guy now. Let's see if we can get the first NBA Jam of the Year potential. I believe he's the only. Maybe Alvin Kamara as well. There's a few guys I need to check, but this is one I for sure know of. We got NBA Jam Watch with J.K. Dobbins. So we're going to go J.K. +150 anytime. I just think that he's played against the Steelers as the Ravens running back, so if anybody's going to have enough familiarity with him, it's him. George Pickens has gotten really, really close the last 2 weeks. So I kind of want to lean him, but, man, I can't take anybody on the Steelers. That offense is disgusting still, dude. That's one of those ones where it's like, man, you basically have one chance at a touchdown score, and you better hope you get it right. At least with the Chargers, I'm hoping there's a few more chances, but also at the same time, we're betting J.K. Dobbins for the NBA Jam rule. So if it wasn't NBA Jam rule, I'd maybe just wait to see live. But, yeah, I'm not going to bet any touchdown score for the Steelers. Not the biggest fans of their offense. It's just, man, it feels like one guy scores a touchdown every week, and that's about it. If we can get more guys, maybe more. There's just too much variety in the Steelers' offense right now, especially with Justin Fields back there. So I do like George Pickens. Lean him a bit at +240 if I'm not going to take Fields at +220. But we're probably going to stay away from this game as a whole and only bet J.K. Dobbins because my boy's on an NBA Jam alert. Denver Broncos, 6.5-point dogs to the Buccaneers. If anything, I'm going to put the Bucs in a teaser. I don't want to take their spread. Makes me nervous. I think they can cover it, but it makes me nervous. Rachaad White, anytime touchdown, +105. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown, +105. Either one of those I like. I'm going to go Rachaad White touchdown just because this is going to be a little bit of a hedge. If you took it with me, we took Mike Evans receiving touchdowns on the year over again, and it was over 8.5, and he already has 2. So this is going to be one where it's like maybe we'll do Rachaad White here. And then, sorry, I'm writing something down. Maybe we do Rachaad right here, and then maybe he doesn't hit, but Mike Evans scores, and it's like, all right, cool, that's another added one for the season. So that's kind of my hedge I'm going to look for there. Best case scenario, Rachaad White hits first, cash it out, put half of the Rachaad White bet on Mike Evans to score, and then Mike Evans hits later. But those are the 2 guys I like to score for them. Man. Can't give you a Bronco because I need to watch a little bit more of that offense. That's why I lean the Bucs -6.5. Bo Nix is just, it's something horrible. He's like 3 for 17 with 4 picks on passes more than 5 yards down the field. I mean, it's a horrible, horrible stat. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I know it's something for 17 with 4 picks, and I know it's under like 9 or 8 completion-wise. And that's his completion for passes over 5 yards across the field. Maybe it's even 47. I can't remember the exact number. I just know it's like 23. He's completing like 20 or 30% of his passes over 5 yards, and yeah, they aren't going. It's not going well. Like, it's generally not going well for him. So it's just like I said, he's a rookie though. So we're gonna see if it keeps getting any better. But as for now, I really can't take anybody on the Broncos because I need to just. They need to do more on the. Do more. They just need to do more in the field. I need to see more from them. Moving on. Sorry, I was getting a text from Rowan about something, so that sidetracked me a slight second. Panthers, Raiders. I am going to lay it. Give me the Raiders minus 5.5. I'm going to fade until the Panthers win a game or cover. I'm going to fade them blindly at this point. I just don't see how they're going to be good. I would take an alt spread, but since Andy Dalton is starting, I'm not going to. I originally was going to take minus 9.5 for the Raiders at the beginning of the week if Bryce Young was starting, but he is not. It is Andy Dalton. So I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit more on their offense, but I couldn't tell you how much. I'm actually going to go Brock Bowers to score here. Let me get a little nasty real quick. Plus 320 for Brock Bowers. Zamir White and Devontae Adams are your leader, with Alexander Madison being the third leader for the Raiders. I'm going to go tight end. He's been looking really, really good to start out. I feel like this is the week he gets into the end zone. There's no stats here telling me that, they're going to target him in the red zone more than a certain guy. But this is just a feel for me on this one. I've just watching him get the receptions he's got. I feel like maybe they're going to try to get a game plan to get. If there's any game where it's like, all right, we can easily scheme up a touchdown for Brock Bowers, it feels like against the Panthers would be one way to do it, especially with how awful they've just looked. I want to take Deontay Johnson, score plus 300, but we're going to watch how Andy Dalton runs his offense to see, is it just a Bryce Young thing, or is it more than that? But like I said, I'm on the Raiders minus 5.5. I think they should beat them bad in this game. The Panthers have a 4 o'clock game. Oh boy. I guess there's only four too, so we might see a lot of that game. So hopefully Andy Dalton plays a little bit better. Oh wait, never mind. Oh, no, I'm stupid. Sorry, I was right. 4. Yep. Okay. Moving on, Seahawks 4.5 favorites over the Dolphins. Nothing in this game. Just like literally nothing at all. I need to see both more. I need to see more from the Dolphins. I'm assuming HN at minus 108 might not be, minus 105 as a touchdown score might not be too bad. So I'll give that out. But past that, I want to see more from them. I need to see more from this offense in general. I don't know if I'm going to give out the HN one. I'm probably going to bet it, but I'm just going to stay away from this game. I think the Seahawks probably win it, but 4.5 is just a bit of a nasty number. I don't want to take that. And touchdown score-wise, Zach Charbonnet. I was going to say if Kenneth Walker comes back, I'd take him, but they got Zach Charbonnet as a favorite, so I'm assuming he's not going to be back for a minute. So yeah, I'm just going to stay away from this one. Just complete stay away. Lions, Cardinals, another stay away. I like the Lions, but I also wouldn't be mad about the Cardinals. If anything, I'm going to tease the Cardinals back and maybe tease them 7 and 8 points, get them at 10, 11, if anything. But it's just a stay away from me. Touchdown-wise, I don't mind Gibbs. I don't mind Connor. So I'm just going to write down some dudes' names real quick on my sheet as we're going now. I don't mind Gibbs. I don't mind Connor. I think those are two guys that I would damn near bet every single week, and you probably will make a decent return on them, especially if you're able to get them live and time it up perfectly. But, between Gibbs and Monty, I don't think either of those are bad. I don't mind James Conner. And then past that, if I'm going to pick a receiver from each team, I want to take Laporta, maybe, but Amon-Ra would look like a monster last week. Wouldn't mind him. And, Dortch at plus 370 might not be a bad idea if we're going to pick somebody from the Cardinals. So we'll go Connor TD, and then we'll go Dortch TD, and then I'll take both running backs from the Lions. How about that? Well, Gibbs and Monty for the touchdowns as of right now. And, yep, Connor and then Dortch. And that's it for this game. Because, I think this is a true toss-up game, especially with how the Lions played last week. Look at throwing the ball a little bit more than I would have liked to see them. Cardinals have looked really impressive, too, so far the first 2 weeks. I'm excited to watch that game. Cowboys, Ravens. Ravens minus 1.5 point favorites. I want to take the Ravens here. I'm probably going to, for the record, and it's only week 3, I will take Ravens minus 1.5. They're very nervous about this game. Derrick Henry score minus 130. I like that. Henry TD is minus 130. I like that, but past that, I'm probably not going to take anybody else. I don't mind CeeDee to score. There's a lot of guys I don't mind scoring in this game, but how weird it got with Cowboys last week, it's like, man, I'm going to hold off. But Derrick Henry minus 130, I do like that. Probably wouldn't mind switching that with Lamar to have a nice head situation. Running back-wise, I really can't tell you with the Cowboys because I think they are going to split time between 2 or 3 dudes. I am going to take potentially their tight end, Schoonmaker, if he... So I'm between Schoonmaker, Jalen Tolbert, or the Turd Ferguson. If Turd Ferguson, Jake Ferguson. If he plays, I'm going to take Jake Ferguson. If he doesn't play, I'm probably going to take Jalen Tolbert. And that's kind of my thinking. Just go for a long shot here because I really don't. I'm going to take Derrick Henry. He's going to be the main bet and pass that. I really don't want to take anything else besides Ravens and then Henry. 49ers, 7.5-point favorites over the Rams. I think they win. Number's a little bit too big, even though I think they can cover it, so I'm just going to stay away. Touchdown-wise, probably just stay away. I think this game could potentially get out of hand, so I just don't want to risk any money on a game that might just get a little bit too ugly, especially because with how many guys the Rams got hurt. This might be a good chance to watch live, see who Tutu Atwell might not be bad. Plus 480. I'll be the one guy I give out if you want to go nasty. I don't think he'll be bad. Stafford targets him a lot when he's on the field. But past that, I really don't. I'm just going to stay away from this game a little bit. It's a little bit nasty. It could get ugly. I just don't want to get caught in it. So we're just going to stay away. It takes us to Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs taking on the Falcons. I'm not going to lie to you. I lean the Chiefs minus 3.5. But this is going to be one. I'm going to save everything for the nasty boy. I probably don't mind Rasheen Rice to score. Don't mind Bijan to score. But we're going to save all this for, not my nasty boy, excuse me, my article. Because I'm going to give it pretty much 2 days just to see what injuries are looking like for both sides. But I do lean Chiefs minus 3.5. Not fully there yet. Might wait to bet them live. But if I had to give out a touchdown today, I would take Rushy, Rice, and Bijan. Just go chalk, pick the first 2 guys. But I'm going to do a little bit deeper dive, see if there's anybody else. But look out for that on Saturday. And then we got 2 Monday night games this week. I forgot about that. So we got a doubleheader. Pause. Doubleheader for the nasty boy and for my article Monday. I'm going to be on the Bengals minus 7.5. I'm going to be on the Bills minus 4.5. But this might be a teaser situation where I look to maybe tease both these games down. I will lie to you. Something I might do. We might go Bills. We're going to call this, what do you want to call it? Primetime Lovin'. We're name pending. We're obviously going to come up with a better name, but we're just going to, if you put all the primetime games in a teaser, so you go Jets minus 6.5, Bills minus 4.5, Bengals minus 7.5, Chiefs minus 3.5. We go to a teaser, and I mean, oh, that's round robin. I was confused. I'm like, where's my teaser? Where's my teaser points? You go a 6-point teaser. Bills 1.5, plus 1.5, Bengals minus 1.5, Jets minus 0.5, Chiefs plus 2.5. If you want to make it to plus 3, I mean, this is so now we got Bills plus 2, Bengals minus 1, Chiefs plus 3, Jets plus 0. I mean, that's plus 200. The other one was minus or plus 240. I don't mind that at all. That's something I'm probably going to be potentially looking to take. Just because I like all those teams, but the numbers are just a little bit weird to where it's like, maybe I don't take it. So I'm probably going to look to put those 4 in a teaser. I usually hate teasers, but I'll probably look to put those 4 in as well, along with my probably taking the straights. But like I said, for Chiefs, Falcons, Jaguars, Bills, Commanders, Bengals, look for those games in the articles once I get a little bit more clear on like who's injured, who's in, who's out. But I am on Bengals, I'm on Bills, and I'm on Chiefs. I just might be looking to get those numbers at a little bit better option, so I'm giving them out, but not taking them just yet. We're going to wait a little bit. So officially to give out my bets, we just talked about it, Bengals minus 7.5. I'm going to look for Jamar Chase to score a touchdown in this game. They don't have it out yet, but that boy needs to score a touchdown soon. So I'm going to look for him to score. I look for the Bills to win. I don't know who's going to score a touchdown for them. They don't have anything out yet, so we'll have to wait to see odds. And I'm on the Chiefs, minus 3.5. We're going to wait for touchdown scores because Kareem Hunt might get activated, and that's a huge toss-up for the running back room because I originally leaned Carson Steele to score a touchdown a little bit at plus 135, but if Kareem Hunt's able to get caught up, I think that could potentially be good. That could be some decent odds, so we're going to hold off and wait for that. Then past that, going over the rest of the bets, we got Jets minus 6.5, Ramondre anytime touchdown, Breece Hall anytime touchdown, Garrett Wilson anytime touchdown, Browns minus 6.5, Colts minus 1.5, AR anytime touchdown if you want to get nasty with me. Jonathan Taylor minus 155 touchdown, Mo Alley plus 1,500 anytime touchdown, Texans minus 2.5, minus 110. Nico plus 135 for an anytime touchdown. Might look for a running back for the Texans to score as well. Just need to wait to see who's hurt. We're going to take Barkley anytime touchdown, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, Dallas Goedert anytime touchdown. If I had to pick for the Eagles, I don't mind Kamara. Rashid Shaheed isn't a bad option, but I couldn't get myself around a Saints guy, so we were going to wait for a little bit to watch. I wanted to watch a little bit more, maybe Olave. I just wanted to wait a little bit longer. So if you want, I might give that out on my article, but we'll see. I lean Chargers money line, not taking that. But we are going to take J.K. Dobbins, plus 150 score a touchdown. We're going to take Rashad White to score a touchdown. We're going to take Raiders minus 5.5 with Brock Bowers at plus 320 to score a touchdown. We got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery score a touchdown. Connor, anytime touchdown. That's James Conner and Greg Dortch, anytime touchdown, plus 330 for that guy. Ravens minus 1.5. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown, minus 130. And then we're going to take Tutu Atwell, plus 480 to score a touchdown. And those are my bets for the week when it comes to NFL football. Like I said, we're going to end it right here real quick with some college bets. I'm giving you out these numbers now. I will not be shocked if some of these numbers change. Just know, when I usually give out a number, I like to do a key number. So if it's 12.5, I like it. I won't mind it. So if it's at 12, for example, I don't mind it at 12, 12.5, 13, 13.5, 14. That's where I start to get pushy. So usually, like, the key numbers for me are, which I think for most bettors, like 10, 3. Like 3, obviously 3, 4, 5 can be very, very different early on, but usually like the 6. So if I take 6.5, I don't mind it 6 to 9, usually, or 6 to 8, somewhere around there. I don't mind 9 to 10, and then usually 10 to 14. I like that. So usually, if the number gets bigger, my gap gets bigger. It's like, all right, I get a little bit more comfortable than that. So just know, so like for example, first game I'm gonna give out Nebraska minus 7.5. I like this up to potentially 9.5, but I'm not trying to take it at 9.5, obviously. I would like it if it stayed here, but I'm hoping I get a 6, 6.5 even maybe. But man, I think Nebraska's look really good in this game. Very, very excited to watch both of these teams rock. This is going to be a big game for the Big Ten. 3-0 Nebraska, 3-0 Illinois. I mean, it truly gets no bigger than that. One's ranked 22, one's ranked 24. I mean, this is going to be an important game. This is going to be one of the biggest games coming down the season, especially because I project Nebraska to go 7-0 before the Ohio State game, so I think they're going to win here. I think they can steamroll Purdue with how bad Purdue looks, but we'll see if they actually do it. Rutgers, going to be a tough one. Indiana, that probably might be a tough one to know. And then they play Ohio State. I think they potentially go 7-0, but they're going to have some tough tests along the way, but I'll look for them to cover there. Washington State's 12.5-point favorites over San Jose State. These are two teams that I kind of like going into the year. Both of them are 3-0. Hate using teasers, like I said, but that might be one I tease down a slight bit because I do like Washington State, but man, can't get inside the point, so I'm going to stay away from that game as of right now. So Thursday night, we aren't going to take anything. I just talked about both Friday games. The third Friday game, Syracuse-Stanford, I got nothing in there. I think Stanford could win that game I think Syracuse could potentially win by 10+. So actually, you know what? Let's lay it. That's some Friday night action. So we'll go Syracuse. Syracuse minus 8.5. Don't mind that at all. Do not mind that at all. Going into Saturday, IU minus 28.5 over Charlotte. IU's beat the hell out of every team they played, so this is one where it's like, all right, I'm going to ride the trend right now. So IU minus 28.5. They have been a wagon. I'm not going to use timeout. Let me take that word back. I'm going to take that back. I don't want to use the wagon word very lightly, but they've been really, really good. They've been covering a lot of these spreads, so I look for them to cover potentially another big spread here. Clemson, North Carolina State. I'm so torn on this game. I thought of it like Clemson in my first look through. And then my second look through, I was like, man, 20 points is a lot of points, though. And I was kind of talking myself into NC State. And then it was like, oh, yeah, freshman QB first start on the road in Clemson. Where it's like, oh, yeah, I probably don't want to do that, huh? So I'm staying away from this game for right now, but I truly cannot. I'm a little bit torn, I won't lie. Tulane is 3-point favorites over the Raging Cajuns. Man, I originally thought about Louisiana, but they really haven't played anybody too much. They played Kennesaw and Grambling, while Tulane has played a tough test against Oklahoma and Kansas State back-to-back weeks. So I'm potentially going to look for Tulane minus 3 here. Nervous because they are on the road, but I think due to they've had a little bit tougher matchup, so I think they're going to be a slight bit more ready than Louisiana in this game. And I think Tulane's a pretty solid team, so I just look for them to be a little bit better, and I look for them to win in the spot here. Army, Rice. I don't know. I want to take Army here, but I mean, Houston didn't really have too much of an offense, I didn't think, and then they put up 30 on Rice, so it makes me think like, oh, Rice might actually be bad again. Rice, they have a win against Texas Southern, 69-7, lost 34-14 to Sam Houston State. Yeah, I think we're gonna lay it with Army. I think Army could win this game potentially huge. They just got to stay in control. If they stay in control, I like for them to win it. Give me Army -6. I think they can win. I mean, I think they're going to be able to control this game. If they're able to control this game, I think they're going to be able to slowly pull away. Army's been one of my favorite military academies to bet. They beat me with Navy last year, and that I was like, oh, okay. So I started to have a little bit of love for them. Jacksonville State's playing Southern Miss. That's a game I want to take Jacksonville State in, but man, you heard me here first. I said Jacksonville State loses that game. I'm not going to bet on them again. They lost to Eastern Michigan, broke my heart. We're done with them. So hopefully Jacksonville State wins this game. I'm not going to be on it. I just pray for them that they win because, man, been a lot of heartbreakers lately. Notre Dame, 28.5-point favorites over Miami, Ohio. I mean, Miami shouldn't cover this game, but it's another 28.5-point. I mean, I'm going to take it. I might give it out. You know what? I'm not going to give it out on my show, but assuming I still do the show with Rowan tomorrow, I need to double check with him. I'm going to give it out on his show, and I might put it in my article. Notre Dame makes me nervous. But I'm going to write it down, but just know Notre Dame might take them. Michigan, 5-point dogs, USC in the Big House. I got to take in the Big House especially too. I got to take Go Blue. Got to take my Michigan boys, even though they aren't really my boys. If anything, they're my boy Brant's boys. But Michigan, we're going to take them plus 5.5. I think it's moved to plus 5 even. But either way, I like it. I mean, it's a Big House. I am really scared of USC, though. I am very, very, very scared of USC. But I think this could potentially be I just think this will be a close game. And if it is a close game, as long as it's not a touchdown, we cover. If Colston Loveland plays... Okay, so the injury is less serious than feared. So, apparent shoulder injury. It sounds like... And so, yeah, it's not, I'm assuming if he plays as well, that if Colston Loveland plays, helps... I mean, Alex George is starting, so if we're being honest, receivers aren't the biggest question, but Loveland playing would be a big, big help. NIU, 14-point favorites over Buffalo. I almost want to say Buffalo might cover here, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. Buffalo, I mean, this just feels like a game that potentially trappy for NIU. Their first game since they beat Notre Dame, I believe. Because they haven't had a game since they beat Notre Dame, so they've had 2 weeks to pretty much bask in the win and prepare, which is a thing that might be a thing. But I think if this spread gets any bigger, I for sure might bet Buffalo. But I want to get this at like 15-16 just to guarantee the 2 touchdown. But NIU just basically controlled the game against Notre Dame. I feel like that was more on... I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that was impressive by NIU, but I think that might have been more of a Notre Dame issue than fully an NIU win. Regardless, NIU still wins, but give me Buffalo plus 14. I'm going to look to get that a little bit bigger. Georgia Tech, give me them plus 10 over Georgia Tech. I mean, they had a tough game against Syracuse, and then they bounced back with the big win against is it the Military Institute? The Virginia Military Institute Cadets. I can't believe they actually had that game. But I think Georgia Tech will bounce back here. Give me them plus 10 against Louisville. I still think they're a really good team, and I think this is going to be a really, really fun game at 3:30. Probably going to be on the main TV for you, boy. But yeah, 10 I feels like is a bit too many points. Just a slight bit. I think they could potentially... I mean, I think Louisville could potentially win by like 4 or 5, maybe even 6, but I feel like 10's a bit too many points. Rutgers, they're 2-0. I haven't played. I don't think they've played in a while either. They're coming off a bye, playing against Virginia Tech. I actually kind of like Rutgers in this spot a slight bit, but I am a bit nervous about it. But, man, I feel like this potentially, especially 3.5, give me the 3.5 with Rutgers. I think they can keep this within a field goal. Won't even be shocked if they win this game. I think Rutgers is really good team this year, and this potentially is one of the biggest games on their schedule just based on who they play. Because they have Tech, Washington, Nebraska, Wisconsin, UCLA, USC, Minnesota, Maryland, Illinois, and Michigan State. So this is one of their biggest non-con game they have. Win here against a Tech team that a lot of people had in the playoffs would be huge, even with Tech sliding a little bit. Oklahoma State, we're going to take their money line at home against Utah. This is going to be a very, 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 very tough game, but I don't want to bet on Cam Rising in case he gets hurt. It scares me too much. Oklahoma State has been good to me so far this year. I think, if anything, we've only had like one. I think we only had one non-cover situation. No, because they've covered all 3 weeks for me. I forgot they covered again. I forgot about that Arkansas game that they did cover the spread I gave out. Holy hell. Because I gave out 7.5 before it moved to 9, 10, 11, 12, and all that. So I was able to get a 7.5, so I was able to cover. But I'm going to take Oak State +2. I'm going to give out the 2, take the money line. I think they have a real legit shot to win this game against Utah. Regardless, I think it's going to be a fun, really down. Really big. This is going to be a fun football game. Best way to put it, fun football game between two veteran quarterbacks who I think combined are like 49 years old. I'm pretty sure Cam Rising was born same year as me or year before, and Alan Bowman was born just a little bit after me, which is crazy to think about because with my injuries and my red shirt situation, this could have been my 7th year in football, and I think either last year or this year would have been my senior year. I'm fairly confident it was last year, but now that Alan Bowman's playing in his 7th year makes me think, oh shit, it might have been this year. But yeah, your boy could have still been playing college football too, and that's crazy to think about. Them boys been playing for a long ass time. But give me Oklahoma State. Covered for us 3 weeks in a row. Can we make it 4? And I have a future on them, so it just makes sense to ride them. Very excited to watch Vanderbilt, Missouri. I think that's going to be a really good game. I lean TCU -3, especially after, they blew a game to UCF that makes me not want to kind of take them. SMU has just been horrible so far to start the year, though. With their offensive play has been so beyond inconsistent that I'm going to be watching out for this game. I'm not taking anything, but I lean TCU -3. Cal +2.5 over Florida State. I mean, Florida State can't lose 4 games in a row, right? I ain't betting this game. I lean Cal. A slight bit here, but Cal also has not played the toughest opponents. I mean, Auburn, I think I'm a little bit down on them than I think most people are. UC Davis, not the best team. And San Diego State, not the best team. So I feel like 2.5 is a little bit low for FSU. I don't think I'm going to take it, but I'm not going to be shocked if Florida State wins that. Toledo being -2.5 over Western Kentucky feels a little bit too low, especially after, I know this is a letdown spot. People are thinking that, but I truly think Mississippi State is just that bad. At this point, especially shout out my boy Bud Elliott on the Cover 3 podcast. I listen to him a good amount, and I like a lot of the words he says, especially when it comes to college football, because he is deep into the woods of covering stuff. He's talking about how they don't got SEC guys on the Mississippi State line. Me personally, you got to think, wonder now, it's like, man, are the boys kind of out of it? Mississippi State kind of seems like, if you lose Mississippi State losing 41-17 to Toledo is like oh, damn, so we are not nearly as good as we thought we were. So I think that Toledo only being 2.5 here, I think that's kind of a bit disrespectful. I think they potentially might boat race Western Kentucky here. I will not be shocked. I might take Toledo on an alt spread, but yet again, this could also, 2.5 just feels really low, so it makes me wonder if the books know something. Coming off a tough Mississippi State game like that, I just think that Toledo's going to do really good here. I think I have I think I have 2 more games to give out, that's it. Yes, I have 2 more games to give out. Maybe 3. The maybe one is Kansas State -6.5 against BYU. I think Kansas State could win this game big. I mean, they completely blew out Arizona, who I think is a little bit more talented than BYU. So I don't understand the spread that much. It feels a little bit low, but BYU might not be too bad. But I'm going to take K-State here at -6.5. It's a little late night special. It's going to be written in red, though. Maybe don't take it, but there's a good chance, especially if we're up, guaranteed taking it. If we're up on the day, for sure going to take it. But if we're down, there might be some consideration. Last 2 games, we're going to take Tennessee -7. I think this game could potentially get a little bit ugly. Oklahoma, I am not impressed by them so far in Jackson Arnold. You can tell he's a young guy. He needs a little bit of time to learn. I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. He's just he's not as good as Dylan Gabriel. And even then, I'm not the highest on Dylan Gabriel. But, yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to diss this kid at all. I just think he still has a little bit to learn. He's young. Like I said, biggest thing is he's young. Oklahoma, 3-0, playing at 3-0 Tennessee. And even then, hey, they still might cover. Oklahoma has I mean, they just messed around with Tulane a little bit too much last week for my liking. They didn't score enough against Houston for my liking as well. So I'm just a little bit weirded out by this Oklahoma team. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tennessee is officially wagon status. They 51-10 blew out NC State, 69-3. Didn't even mess around with Chattanooga. Didn't mess around at all with Kent State, 71-0 win there. So I am looking for Tennessee to cover the 7 here. And the last bet of the day, give me Colorado minus 1.5 at home against Baylor. This line feels a little bit low, which is good for me because if it was like 4 or 5, I would not be touching at all. I would not be touching Colorado at all. I mean, people are talking about how Baylor's #1 pass defense in the nation, but they played Air Force last week, who doesn't really throw at all. So I just don't know how. I mean, they're going from this is a completely different flip, too, which I'm sure they prepared for this game a little bit, but they're going against Air Force last week, who really couldn't throw, to all Colorado's going to do is throw. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to change scheme-wise. But Baylor, I'm still not impressed by them. I mean, they played without Jaquan Finn last week. He's listed as a co-starter this week, which is concerning, which sounds like they don't know if he's going to play. Without any ailments, he's expected to be the starter is what it sounds like, so I'm going to be very curious to see what happens there. But regardless, I look for Colorado to win this game. This is one of the last few. I mean, this is one of the few games where Colorado, I say, has a really good chance to win. I mean, UCF, I think they might have a chance. Kansas State, Arizona, maybe. Cincinnati, Texas Tech, yeah. Utah, Kansas, Oklahoma State, So it gets a little bit sketchy at the end. This is one of the few games where it's like, man, I'm not going to say they should win this game, but this is a game they could really use a win here. So I'm going to go Colorado minus 1.5. I look for Shadur to have a decent game. It's going to be fun to watch Travis Hunter against better talent. Don't get me wrong. I thought he had an awesome game against Colorado State, but we knew how down they were. It's always fun to see good on good. I cannot wait to watch. I know Baylor's not that good to begin with, if we're being honest, though. But I cannot wait to watch Travis Hunter against. Just keep going. Honestly, I can't wait to watch Travis Hunter this season as they play more and more and more. Just see how, like, all right, is he going to play more on the field? Is he playing less now? They're taking him off. Like, I'm just excited to watch that part because it's fun to have a two-way star. I'll admit. Felt like a mouthful. So to get all my college bets real quick. Nebraska minus 7.5, Syracuse minus 8.5, IU minus 28.5, Tulane minus 3, Army minus 6, Michigan plus 5.5, Buffalo plus 14.5, Georgia Tech plus 10.5, Rutgers plus 3.5, Oklahoma State plus 2, Toledo minus 2.5, Kansas State minus 6.5, Tennessee minus 7, and Colorado minus 1.5. That's going to do it for this week. Had a lot to say in this episode. So I thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for support. Really do appreciate it. Man, crazy that we're already week 3. I think we're finally starting to see a little bit, all right, who are some of these teams are. Especially in college, we're finally seeing, like, okay, now we're going to get some tests. Let's see how these teams actually work. NFL. All right, some of your teams are 0-2. Who's going to be 0-3? Who's going to be 1-2? Who's going to be 3-0? I mean, we're finally starting to see some separation in the standings and the polls, and it's becoming an exciting time, man. Cannot wait for the football action this weekend. Kicks it off Thursday with Jets, Patriots. Going to be a fun one. Feel free to check me out on Rowan's show tomorrow, assuming we do one. I'm assuming we are because he's back to normal. So if you do that, I'm going to leave a link down below. Feel free to check that out. Also going to leave a link down below. Feel free to check out Stay Down Sports. Probably going to add an extra bet or two to all these games, or at least all these days. Probably a few of these games as well. And man, back at it, baby. We'll be back Tuesday for another reaction takeaway episodes from the weekend. But let's have a fun weekend, man. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support. Really do appreciate it. I will see everyone back in this feed on Tuesday.